Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Tuesday morning Mortgage Coach coaching call. Every Tuesday morning, 9 o'clock Pacific, we're here to deliver value. My name is Dave Savage. I am the CEO of Mortgage Coach, and the Mortgage Coach why is really simple. We believe that great service and mortgage advice is the ultimate competitive advantage for mortgage professionals, and we want to help you guys go deeper. We want to help you build a big why around delivering wow advice, because wow is one of our values, and advice is one of our values. The way we do it in Mortgage Coach land, it's transparency. It's helping home buyers and borrowers understand the cost of their mortgage decisions over time. Really simple. What's the cost versus one program versus another? And what if I made a prepayment? How much faster would I pay for a mortgage? Anytime that we can make advice valuable to home buyers, we figure out how to turn that into a competitive advantage with realtors, with borrowers, every way that we can. So today as my co-host, I have Ryan Hills, a video guru and the leader of the Real Estate Source, or the RE Source. Welcome to the call, Ryan. You should probably unmute yourself, Ryan. No. Ryan, this is the first time he's ever done a video or been on a coaching call. Ryan Hills. Hey, Jacob, if you can confirm that you can hear me and I'm not just toned out.
Yes, Dave, I can hear you.
Okay, so Ryan, let us know when you can make it back into the call. He is going to be our guest. So again, the focus is always delivering that wow advice to borrowers and to realtors. That's the Mortgage Coach value. That's the Mortgage Coach vision. And we build technology, tools, and content to help you guys do that. So, when you think about reinventing the mortgage experience, it's critical that you become a master at using Mortgage Coach. And we believe that video is a huge component. So we're going to do today's call on video. If you are new to the Mortgage Coach community, I want to make sure that you connect with us on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. I want to make sure that you like our Facebook page. We did add a little enhancement to our YouTube page yesterday. Jacob Gibbs and we just kind of on our own went through what we thought were some really foundational videos. I don't want to call this the greatest hits because I'm not saying these are the 13 best videos that we've ever done, although I do think they are definitely in the top 10%. But I think each one of them represents something that's really quality and something that's really important. Ken DeLeon, #1 realtor in America, talking about how to approach the elite realtor. We talked about Phil Black, Navy SEAL trainer, talking about how to be a Navy SEAL loan officer. We talked to Tim Brahim about the perfect loan process. Jeremy Forcier on how to build a team. So there's just 13 awesome Mortgage Coach videos that deliver value. So now it is possible that we missed one. So we would like to know, what is your favorite all-time Mortgage Coach video? I started a Facebook post, and if you have a specific video that we've done or a coaching call that we've done that you're like, hey Dave, that was the best one and this is why, I would love to know what you think is the best and why. But in the meantime, just go check out these new 13 videos. If you're new to the business, I do think these are great basic training. If you're a manager, I think there's an arsenal of content that will help you deliver better sales meetings, motivate your team, and teach your team to do better. So go check it out. Let us know what you think of this new playlist that we created, and let us know if we missed a video. And even if our favorite video is one of these 13, we want to know what you think is the best video. By the way, Ryan, have you been able to make it back into the call yet? Hey, Rick, are you on the call? Just to make sure my guest is on the call.
I am. And just to comment on those videos, I don't think my last appearance made the top 13. So I guess the goal here is to get this one on the top 13.
Yeah, I like the way you think, brother. You're obviously a competitor.
But yeah, no, I can hear you fine. So.
Okay, good. I'll bring you into the call in just a minute. So some big news that I wanted to announce. I did announce last week, but I wanted to refresh that if anybody missed it. We launched our Optimal Blue integration last week at their conference. I was in Colorado Springs for 3 days, kicking this off with the leadership team at Optimal Blue, plus a lot of just great leaders in the industry, CEOs, head of secondaries, really just an amazing group of mortgage professionals. So, our vision, our goal is always to help you deliver that awesome advice, but to help you deliver it really fast, really simple. So we've worked hard to help you go from your desktop to delivering that link wherever your client's at, whether it's an open house, whether it's a coffee shop, whether it's a real estate office, whether it's at their work. How do we do that? So here's a quick video that shows how this integration with Optimal Blue works. Success in 30 seconds. Check it out. Let's go and pick the loan options and the criteria that we want. Boom. Let's get some pricing. And now there's a cool new coach tab. See that, coach? Which loans do I want to present to this client? Let's pick 3 loans and let's, boom, mortgage coach button. And Shazam, you've got a mortgage coach experience. It can easily be shared to borrowers, realtors. Never been easier to forward a mortgage coach report. Boom, home buyer, anywhere and everywhere. More accurate advice than before. You click it on your desktop, it changes on your mobile device. Really simple, really easy. And realtors love it. So that is our integration. If you are using Optimal Blue and you want to activate this integration, reach out to us at optimalblue@mortgagecoach.com and spread the word with your management team. Let them know that, hey, I'm a mortgage coach user and I want this turned on. A valuable new feature just to make it really super simple, really super easy so that you can create these mortgage experiences on desktops, laptops, iPhones, iPads, Android devices, anywhere and everywhere. So let's give it one more chance to see if Mr. Ryan Hills has been able to join us yet. Ryan? Well, I think we may have lost Ryan for the call, but I will have a text. I'll text him and see if we could get him back into the call. And Rick Scherer, are you ready to rock, my man?
Let's do it.
All right. So I think this is, if it's not the second time, it might be the third time I've had you as a guest on a mortgage coach coaching call. So it's great to have you here, my brother. You create amazing videos. You've got a very clear why you use Mortgage Coach. Why don't we start with your Mortgage Coach why? You know, why are you a Mortgage Coach member and why do you use Mortgage Coach? And then we'll roll into a little bit about your mortgage practice.
Right. You know, it really comes down to, just really trying to position yourself as a teacher and really teaching clients and real estate professionals all about sort of the overall cost. I mean, it just really short and sweet, Mortgage Coach allows me to back up what I call myself as a mortgage planner, because it's truly, what we are, especially being, obviously members of Mortgage Coach. I always think about Dave Ramsey's thing, when you're helping anybody with money, whether it's insurance, real estate, or investments, you should always look to work with someone with the heart of a teacher and not the heart of a salesman. Again, your program allows me to sort of back that up. So, in a nutshell.
Yeah, right on. Sorry about that, guys. Just getting our kids off to camp, and I'm working out of the home today. So, no, that made lots of sense, Rick. Thanks very much. And why don't you tell everybody a little bit about your mortgage practice and how you, where you're at, how you do business, and a little bit about how you do business.
Sure. So out of the Boston market, my team is made up of myself. I've got Pam Silver, who is a licensed loan originator, who essentially is in the office all day, answering phone calls, fielding questions, quoting rate, taking applications alongside with me. I also have a full-time dedicated processor, Chris Murphy, who has been in the mortgage business for 15 plus years. So that essentially makes up the team, my team. Then obviously we've got underwriters and marketing at the corporate office. My volume, we'll just talk about the next couple of months. We'll close. We're on track to close close to $9 million this month. Next month, we're trending to be around the same, maybe a little bit less than that. So, starting to really kick the spring market, at least up in our area where you had that polar vortex. We're going to have a delayed spring market here. Were you saying something, Dave? So anyway,
I think Ryan Hill was able to just. Oh, I think Ryan Hills has been able to join us. Ryan, did you make it on the call? Yeah, you made it in.
Very good. There we go. Hi, guys.
Hey, it's good to have you. So I do think there was some type of GoToMeeting issue because I muted you and then unmuted you, and you were already unmuted. So anyways, everybody, Ryan Hills has joined us. Looks like we had a technical challenge with GoToMeeting. As many of you know, he's a great video leader. He's got an awesome show, which I mentioned earlier today. And anybody that watched our interview several weeks back knows what a great job he does at creating videos. So Ryan, good to have you.
Yeah, I had a question right out of the gate, if that's okay, because Rick was just getting into exciting numbers, 9 million. That's huge.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's just, we're sort of just putting our head down, and, I finally got the team where everybody's just humming. And it's just a really great feeling when you can get to that point, and just allows us to, just to get back to everybody and answer the phone call and take applications and cruise. So
I'm sure
we're pretty excited about it.
I'm sure the originators are probably thinking the same thing I'm thinking on the call. What would you attribute that 9 million to if you had to say, hey, the majority of the business comes from X? I know you use Mortgage Coach a lot to, solidify that business with your clients, but if you had to say, hey, this is my one thing, what do you think that would be?
It's just realtor partnerships, and again, just wowing them. I've sort of, one of my main things is, we all have those real estate agents that, I got to give out the 3 names, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I've been able to sort of overcome that by offering so much value to a partnership with my team, where they almost don't want to give out the other 2 names. So that's really my goal when sitting down with the client, when sending out the agent, to really almost be, well, if I send it to B, I don't know what I'm going to get my updated pre-approval or X, Y, and Z. So really my partner relationships and also the past clients have been a huge, huge cheerleader for us. And so we're seeing, I'd probably say 50-50, if not a little bit heavier on the real estate agents. So that's essentially, the makeup.
Yeah. Well, I've interviewed Rick at Sales Mastery. I've interviewed him on this coaching call, and I think he really nailed it well. I think why is you deliver so much value, and it's not just value that they have to do alone with you to see. It's like if they just meet with you and touch your online presence, they see the value. I mean, between your YouTube page, I call it your media empire. It's obvious that you create great videos and that you deliver them in a unique and valuable way. How many Mortgage Coach videos have you created so far?
200, I guess. I mean, I'm about 332, as far as since the Edge launched. So, I'd probably guess about 200 of those had videos along with them.
Yeah, so I mean, hundreds of videos. By the way, folks, when you create hundreds of something for someone, you get pretty darn good at it. You get great at it. And so, a realtor doesn't have to wait and do a loan with Rick to find out how great he is. They could just see it. I mean, from the time that they first meet him till the time that he does a loan. Plus, I'll get into your one video in just a minute. I did want to do a quick survey question and just ask everybody, how often are you currently creating Edge videos real quick? I'm going to launch this poll. If you guys could vote on that really quick, I just want to get a feeling for, is everybody doing this all the time or not doing this at all? So far, we've got about 8% say daily, 44% say weekly. Only 40% of you have voted. So folks, you know how I roll. I want 70% of you to vote so we have something that's statistically relevant and valid, and then we will move on with the content. But getting to that point, Rick delivers massive value, and it's obvious to everybody that touches him. Rick, anything else you want to add to that while we finish this poll?
No, I mean, I think that's good. And by the way, I'm far from mastered this whole video thing, so don't give me that much credit. But you do obviously. You just got to keep doing it, plugging away, and sort of get over. I hear a lot of people. I just was at a mastermind last week with 5 of the top real estate mortgage lenders across the country, and everybody essentially was like, well, I just don't like the way I look on video. And and I always think back to your friend Bill Hart video when he says, Jesus, I got to look at you every day. That's just you. That's how you look. So you need to get over it, and you need to practice and make sure you're delivering the right message in the right way. But you get done with the vanity part of the video process, because it's just the way God made you. So.
Well, I like that. I like that point. Well, guys, here's the results. 10% said daily. And by the way, I would be willing to bet that if we were able to see the production levels of the people that said I do this daily versus the one that say never, there would be a difference. Now, by the way, for anybody who said never and you're a top producer, obviously there's a lot of ways to be successful in this business. And everybody who's successful, they're likable and they're value creators. I mean, I think anybody that does over 8 loans a month, and certainly anybody that does over 20 loans a month, and Rick, you're doing about 31 loans this month?
Yeah.
So Rick has figured out how to be valuable and how to do that in a very scalable way. But anybody who can fund over 8 loans a month is likable and delivers value. And I guess the point I would make around video helps you scale it, and video just amplifies that level of success. So one thing I want to do in this call, I want to go through your brochure video, or I don't know, Rick, what do you call this video that is kind of your value proposition? How do you frame this?
I mean, it's really just the bio video is sort of how I have it on my email signature. Okay.
And then Ryan, you have, I think, what is your bio video, your why video? Would you put that in the same kind of bucket?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. By the way, Ryan,
video, by the way.
It totally is. Ryan, anything you want to add before we go through this bio video of Rick's?
No, I'm excited. We talked about the bio video a little bit on our call, and I think it's a staple in your business nowadays. And you hit it on the nail when you said leveraging the technology just to get it out there. I mean, on Rick's level, you have to do that to stay relevant, to keep your numbers high. You have to leverage everything you can to the max, and that's video, that's mortgage coach, that's realtor partners, all that stuff. So you guys hit it right on the head.
Yeah. So folks, just to frame this, we've got a 3-minute and 26-second video. And it talks about how Rick takes an app. When you watch this video, it shows how he delivers advice in a unique and valuable way. Obviously, he uses Mortgage Coach and Edge to do that. So within 3 minutes, anybody who watches this video, they'll know what he does, how he does it, and I think it's also really that he cares. This is like you watch this video, and the way it's recorded and who he is, you're like, this is a good guy. This is a guy that I can trust. And this is, if you're a realtor, you're like, hey, this is a guy that I want to know. I mean, I would think almost realtors, even if they're not going to do business with you, they're like, they want to have a good relationship with you. Because if anybody who is exposed to your value proposition, hey, I want to be a guest on Rick's radio show. So Rick, I'm kind of going through this. I don't want to spend too much time on this video because we really nailed this last time I interviewed you. But, and I know I want to show some videos on your desktop. But is there anything you'd like to call out and showcase in this?
Yeah, I mean, I just yesterday, it was a second conversation that I had with a client buying $1 million condo in Cambridge, Mass, and the first conversation she had with me was essentially, just to let you know, I'm shopping this around to at least 5 of the lenders. I said, no problem, talk to the whole about rate shopping and all that sort of thing. And then the follow-up call yesterday was, Rick, tell me a little bit more about X, Y, and Z. And then she finally said to me, now I need to get to know about your kids. And I said, well, what do you mean? She goes, well, I watched your bio video. How old? What are their names? Blah, blah, blah. And then, so I obviously filled her in and got all giddy about it. And she said, well, Rick, I haven't quoted rates yet. So we haven't had that conversation. She said, Rick, I really look forward to working with you. And we'll be in touch. So she's not shopping me anymore just because of a 3-minute video that, I tried to get across who I am, and show a little of the family. So that's pretty it's $1 million transaction just because she sort of wanted to work with that video, the guy in the video, and so that was pretty powerful for me.
Yeah, well, and I just want to run through the chapters. If you guys notice in the bottom left-hand corner, it will show that we're at 39 seconds. So at 39 seconds, he's showing, how easy it is to do an app with me. At 51 seconds, he's showing how you fill out that app, you give me information, and I give you value. So, within the first minute, he's connected with you on a personal level. He's told you how easy it is to do business with me. And within that minute, he's told you that you're going to get something awesome. You fill out an app with me, and you're going to get graphs and charts, and you're going to get value, which, again, when we talked about all the best of the best, they're likable and they deliver value. So in a minute, it's pretty obvious that Rick delivers value. Then here we are going into his radio show. So at 1:06, he's talking about, hey, I've got a platform. So if you're a realtor and you see this, you're like, hey, this guy has a voice. This guy can be a megaphone for me in my local market. I want to be on this guy's radio show. So, here we are in 1.5 minutes going on the 2-minute mark, and you know that this guy, you like him, you know that he's a value creator, and you know that he's got a platform that can help you have a platform in your local market. 2 minutes, and then, he wraps it up. He's got a family picture. Again, today's call, I think we did a whole call where we broke down, how Rick created this video, why he created this video, what results he gets. Rick, what I'd like to do is I'd like to hand it off and have you share your desktop and walk through a few more videos. You cool with that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I am going to pass the screen to you in just 1 second. Ryan, any questions for Rick at this point?
Nope, just listening right now.
Okay, so Rick, you should be able to share your desktop. Why don't you, share a little bit more about the different types of videos that you create, how and why you create them, and if any stories or results that you want to share as you go through each one of these slides, or I guess they're screenshots.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I guess we'll start with, I did this about, can you see everything? Everything all right?
We can see it.
All right, perfect. So, I started, here was my thing, is I'm building my team, and I think any loan originator, especially someone that needs control over the process and wants to make sure everybody's being handheld, really gets nervous with building a team because you start to hear that, well, I don't want to work with you, or I haven't heard from you, I hear from your assistant, and that sort of thing. You really never want to have a client feel that way or a real estate agent feel that way. So what I needed to overcome was I needed to step back and continue to grow the business, sort of be out there and networking and lunches and breakfasts and all that good stuff. So my idea is I need to sort of create a something where I can be in front of the clients without being in front of the clients. So, just for instance, we'll just do this quick, do's and don'ts video. And it's essentially I'm just walking clients through, now that you're pre-approved, what you can't do, what you can do, that sort of thing. And what it allows me to do is sort of be that face in front of the clients where, by the way, I'm not even sending the email out. It's going out as me, but my team sort of has all of these emails that they send out at high points by me and with this video, and it really keeps me in front of the clients. But meanwhile, I might not even be in the office. So I've created essentially a 7-video series, pre-approval. It sort of walks them through what the pre-approval process is, what I'm going to be expecting, walking them through the application. Give us a call. We're always here. The three things I'm going to be looking at for the pre-approval. Can you guys hear that on your end?
Yeah, we can hear it pretty well, but I mean, I want to put a frame around this because we've shared this. Jeremy Forcier is sharing this. Think of these as one and done videos. Coach Bill Hart talks about these videos. So if you get asked the same questions, and I don't want to come up with a number like more than 20 times, but multiple times, these are the most common questions that buyer asks you. You should have a video for it. And I make the argument, not only should you have a video so that you can forward that to a client as an educational piece, as a differentiator, but also it gets your team around what you're doing. So now if you're a loan officer who doesn't have a team yet, this is a great way to get to the point where you can have a team. So when I see these videos, Rick, I see a guy who's really built a practice that can scale. And think of it for all you loan officers that do have teams. You know, do the teams echo the same message that you have? The answer is probably not. But if you created a video like this with the perfect response to your most common questions, do you think it's more likely that your team would be aligned with what you were saying and doing? And I say yes. You know, when you look at Tim Brahim's perfect loan process, you know, again, back in the day when Tim was a producer, video wasn't big. But I can assure you, if I was interviewing Tim Brahim right now and he was a loan officer, this is what his mortgage practice would be powered by: videos. Ryan, anything you want to add to that?
I completely agree. I was going to ask Rick how it looked like, I don't know if you can scroll back down, but it looked like you had something for every part of the process, you know, closing and I keep going there, commitment. Do you guys have just, I'm guessing you just have a team member kind of just sending those out periodically throughout the process for each client? And I guess my question is, how is that received? Do you get a lot of feedback on that? Is it well received? Would they rather talk with you, or does the video kind of meet the goal there?
Meets the goal, and it's funny. Thanks for bringing that up. So I'll just take out an email that was sent out yesterday. This is the email that gets sent out as me. I go over some checklists, prepare for closings. You know, again, it was sent out by me, but not by me. And I've got the email that people just click into, and sort of gets right into the video. I won't play it, but and then up here, this is an agent that has just started to send me business. Rick, love your video message, very cool. So I get that all the time, and that's sort of what I'm looking for. So yeah, it's great. Clients love it, and you get that wow factor.
Yeah, I agree. We've used the same system and talk about wowing the client and the realtors. I feel, and Rick, you've probably seen the same thing, just with wowing them with like Mortgage Coach and this type of update system. I think you can pick up referral partners just because of that. And like you said, not even talk about rates and pricing and fees yet. They're just right. Excited that somebody's actually taking marketing to heart and actually cares about how their what their service level is and being on that next level. We've experienced realtors go, hey, I want to be a part of that too. And it never was a conversation of, hey, are you going to close on time? What's your rates? What's your fees type thing?
The conversation I've been having lately is I've had a few from different markets around Boston say, I'm proud to give your name because I just know that they're gonna get a consistent wow service throughout the process. So time. Obviously that's my why. That's I'm a big competitor. I want to be the best. I want to win every deal. That's just sort of my thing. And when you hear feedback, like I'm just really proud to send clients to you just because I know that my reputation is protected. That's by building a system like this, you start to drive that feeling to agents.
Yeah.
Solid guys. So let's do a couple things. I want you to show your Edge videos and where and how you use those. And then Andy Tuttle has also jumped on the call. Andy has also done just an incredibly great job with call it a bio video. I call it a value proposition video. In Ryan's case, it's his why. There's a lot of ways that you could create this. I'm a great person. I'm a great loan officer. I deliver value. I would just ask everybody, when you watch your video, are you likable, and is it obvious that you deliver value in the loan process? So
hey, Dave,
go ahead.
Do me a favor.
Yeah.
Do me a favor. Don't show Andy Tuttle's video on this conference call. I just he knocked out of the park, and I just don't want to be showing up right here in front of everybody.
Well, wait a minute, Rick. I'm not gonna show it, but I think it's he did raise the bar in terms of execution. Although I think in terms of how you deliver unique, like if I watch your video, Andy, I'll unmute you in a minute so you can speak up. I think it's really clear how one, you're a good guy, you're a likable guy, and exactly how you tangibly deliver value. It's like, hey, if I give you my social security number and my name and number, boom, I'm getting something of value. And so I think you nailed that. By the way, Andy, you need to put in your PIN It's pound 309 pound, and then I'll be able to unmute you, brother. So put that in, and go ahead, Rick, with your vision on how and when you use Mortgage Coach videos.
So I've over the next couple of weeks, I've got 20 meetings set up with real estate agents, breakfasts, lunches, and a couple drinks after work. So I've just started those meetings, and what I'm doing is saving this to the next day. And this is a video that I sent out to an agent I met with the day before, really talking about Edge and that sort of thing. So I'm taking this as a client of mine that I put a new video in there, sent it to the real estate agent, and I'll just play it for a quick minute.
So by the way, Rick, we can't hear it, but I just want to connect the dots for everybody. You know, Rick is creating this video for buyers. He's always looping in realtors, and he also forwards this to realtors. So think about it. If you meet Rick, and then he follows up with, this is how I deliver advice to all of my pre-quals. You compare that experience to other loan officers. Who do you want to do business with? I mean, it really is a no-brainer. I mean, if you connect with this guy, when you take his likability and trustability factor combined with the obvious value factor that he delivers, I mean, it's no wonder you do so much business. Now, again, you've obviously figured out how to hire great people, how to get them to emulate your message. So scaling your business to 30+ loans a month, I mean, that's a whole nother skill all in itself. Ryan, any questions or comments you want to have, and I'm going to bring Andy Tuttle into the call.
Not quite yet.
Okay, guys. Well, hey, man, we're only 32 minutes into this call, and we've already, I think, given everybody a lot of takeaways, so it's been a great call. Hey, Andy Tuttle, you have been unmuted, brother. Welcome to the call.
Hey, guys. Glad to be here. And, Rick, let me just say that, I've seen your videos before, but, man, you look so much better on mute. I just can't. Your videos are just that much better when I can't hear you.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. I actually wanted to make a quick statement and then ask you a question. So the first is just to confirm that, I send an Edge video out with every time we do one for a client. We do the same thing. We do a follow-up and then copy the realtor on it, and yeah, they absolutely love it. And although my video is prettier than yours, it is yours pushes out the edge, and that you definitely win by promoting Mortgage Coach, because that is a real big value to push out, and I missed that in my video, so I'm going to have to do another one now. And on a final note there, on my emails, when I send them, by the way, I put PS watch this. Do you do that on your emails? Do you do like a PS watch this?
No, you know what I do is on the so if you just see here, this is another one. So up here, I always put in the header video attached, and then down here, check out the video next steps, and it's a
so that's good. So here's my question is, because I think maybe at least I get this on mine, and maybe people listening are like, geez, look at that. It's produced. Look at the bumper, Rick Scherer, MSA Mortgage. Gosh, look at all. I don't have the time. How do I do that? It's so much work. I'll never do it. And so I just kind of wanted to ask you maybe to enlighten us on what was your first video, where did you start, and how much time did it really take?
So the 1 through 7 videos took about an hour and a half. I actually had a great marketing consultant, Erica Wallace, who I've hired personally. She was there along with the 2 videographers. Let me just back up here. People might see this and think it cost me a ton of money. So let me just talk about that for a second. These videos cost me $0. And here's why. These guys who put this production on, they specialize in video tours of homes, professional photography, website design, all of that sort of thing. And, and they also come into the radio show every week and tape the content. But my barter with them was, I'm going to introduce you to every single real estate agent I know so that you can work with them to do business. And now this company is so busy that, he's sending me all his newer guys into the studio, but they produced all of this stuff in barter to help grow their business. So I know in all the different markets out there, if you want to get into this, and maybe not barter, but a discount for bringing them into your sphere of influence, you could probably do it for pretty inexpensive. The 1 to 7 videos took me about an hour and 45 minutes. There's 2 camera shots, so I screwed up a lot. So that's essentially how that takes. And the other videos that I have, these ones here, this is one I did just yesterday, all around commission insurance. Todd, Todd Duncan and Dave had a great conversation on this, and so I am sending this out to all my real estate, and that was done on my iPhone. So all the stuff that I'm in front of is all done really from my iPhone. I upload it into Dropbox and get it uploaded out of there. So,
boom.
Did I answer your question?
So by the way, guys, did you hear that? I mean, he did that one on his iPhone. I mean, everybody can do that. Put it into Dropbox. And again, he's got a team. Bartered with the local video pro. Andy, what are your thoughts on that? And anything you want to add to that?
I was actually writing down bartering with the local the video tour guy, because I do bartering all the time as well. I have a videographer, and I actually on the radio show, Rick, by the way, maybe I don't think I told you this, I have a PR company now that helps get guests and gives us free PR to get their guests on the show, and so they give me a videographer free for all my events, by the way. And so it's something to look at in your market. See if there's some good PR company that wants to get some more good value for their guests. And I've gotten some good realtors on, business owners. They actually, just so you know, the CEO of Barefoot Wine came out with a book. He came in and did my show, which was really cool. But the other free stuff. So I love that. I'm writing that note down. And the only other thing is, how often do you do these type of videos on your iPhone and get them out to your realtors?
I need to do them more, to be quite honest with you. So I've done about 4. One, a few agents asked me, can you talk about, why should clients go to you as opposed to a bank or a broker? And I'm a mortgage banker. So, I did a quick video on that. So anytime I'm sort of asked the question a bunch of times, we're just in a process. My sales assistant, Pam, is actually we got to do an asset video. Right now, I mean, I think everybody can agree on this call, assets are like just get clients all crazy in a tizzy. So we're going to spend, a good 5 minutes on a video talking and walking them through all of this stuff and actually require them to, have them sign off on the fact that they watched it. So we're not talking about, gift funds and large deposits and all that kind of stuff. So, it's whenever you sort of see that need, I'm throwing it up. I need to do it more often, but I've done a couple so far.
Good to know. So a couple things while I have both of you on the call, because you guys both have radio shows in your local market. By the way, Rick, next time that little error comes up, if you look at the bottom option, it will actually stop giving you that error. So just read the options and click on the bottom one next time.
Perfect.
Instead of just, yeah.
Rick doesn't have time to read, Dave. He's got a team for that.
I know. Well, and I'm on his team now, man. I'm his coaching call guru. So you guys both have platforms. Ron Quintero is the CEO of Real Estate Radio Network, and I don't think there's anybody on the planet that knows more about how to help realtors and loan officers create a radio show and create a radio show that they can actually monetize, and a radio show that actually helps them make more money. So by the way, anybody, big shout out for Ron Quintero. If anybody wants me to do an email introduction to Ron, just email me at dave@mortgagecoach. But while we're doing this, I do think radio ties into video. Why don't you both share, a little bit about real estate radio and the concept of being a radio show in your local market and what value that has from a video perspective.
Andy, you're the
Rick,
veteran.
It's your call. I'm going to let you go first.
No, why don't you go ahead, buddy? You're a veteran.
So wait, I think you're older. So the really quick, I'll do a short version and let Rick expound. I mean, it's a game changer as far as how radio can help you. Is that the question, Dave? How it's helped us in our market?
However you want to answer it, don't worry about exactly what I asked. Just answer it how it comes to your heart.
Well, I wasn't listening anyway to you, Dave, but I mean, yes, I'll answer whatever comes to the heart. So it's a game changer. It's work. like anything. It's not something you can half-ass, if I can say that. It's not something you can go in and go, yeah, I can do radio, sure. It's something you got to go, I'm going to make it a part of my business, and I'm going to use this as a platform to explode in growth and get new relationships that I haven't got. You got to be bold. You got to be confident. But if you're those things, just so you know, for me, I've gotten on the number 2 and number 3 real estate agents in my market. We're working on the number 1 right now. I've gotten those meetings. I'm actually working now with the third largest team, stealing them from an MSA that they have that pays them money, and I'm not now, and they're breaking me into the team, which is huge. I've gotten in touch with. I only go after now top 250 realtors. There's 14,000 realtors in my market. I only target top 250 now. And I have had, no one says no to radio. I've gotten them, as we booked out, we're booked out 2 months now. I'm typically teaming up 2 and 3 agents on a show that are doing at least 10 to 15 million a year. And now I follow up and I set up coffee with them and we talk about business. And we have a whole process now on onboarding agents to do business with me, all centered around giving them something of value first, having them promote it, push it on social media, get the buzz going, make them feel really good, and then boom, get their business. And so we've really hit that really better in the last 3 months. We've hit it in the last 2 years. But that's an absolute game changer. And then ancillary benefit and other good benefit, you get lead calls, and you get your expert contributors and your partners that are on that show. It's a networking group on steroids. That's how.
I thought you were going to be short.
Look. That is short for me. I'm a radio show host, you son of a gun. Your turn, Rick.
Yeah, Eddie Fettle. Hey, guys, by the way, Rick, before you go, if anybody does have a question, we've got about another 18 minutes to go in this call. So if you have a question, put it in the GoToMeeting question area, and I'll try to get to those questions. Someone asked if we would show them Rick's video. By the way, that is on my Facebook page, so I started a comment on today's call. And I posted Rick's video there, so it's on my Facebook page. But any questions, post them. And Rick, why don't you answer that, and then we'll get into other topics.
Yeah. So I mean, I think when I first got in this business, my main goal was how do I become the hub of the wheel? All of our business, a lot of our business is driven through real estate agents, and I think the year before I got the radio show, I probably scrounged up about 6 or 7 referrals to real estate agents, that I worked with, which I thought was phenomenal. In the last 18 months that I've had Real Estate Radio Boston, I'm creeping up to the 80 referrals, and that's to real estate agents, financial planners, some of my expert contributors on the show. And what that's allowed me to do, and I'm talking about girls from high school on Facebook that just knows I have a radio show, will reach out to me and say, I need a financial planner, because I've sort of put out there that I'm your real estate concierge. I want to be anything in and around real estate, finances. I want to be the gatekeeper. And so I'm starting to get a lot of people that are calling me just saying, hey, I need help with X, Y, and Z. So I'm able to now refer out a ton of business. And as you guys know, the more business you refer out, the more business you get back. And when you can call, I met with probably the number 4 agent, in Boston, and I showed up to the meeting with 2 leads for her. I mean, that's just, and the conversation that she had was, well, I used 3 or 4 lenders, and I asked her how many deals has she gotten back from those lenders, and she said 0. So, it just puts you as the hub of the wheel. It gives you that platform to really get the education out, and so that's sort of why I did it, and it's paying off in spades, because I can pick up the phone and call any real estate agent, anybody. We've got a bond, mass housing. It's sort of, I think every state has it. I can call up the head of mass housing and have him on the radio show, and now I've got the guy's cell phone number. So it helps in all aspects of sort of building that hub of the wheel, sort of that advisor on many different levels. So
yeah, and I would just net that out. If you want to be a leader, or be the leader, the mortgage leader in your local market, I think the combination of radio, I think the combination of having a video show like Orion Hills, and I think using Edge to deliver advice, you do those three things, and you do it well, and success is just a question of when and how big. Hey, Ryan, anything before we move on? Anything you want to add to the conversation?
I'm just learning a lot. I love hanging out with guys like this, and I'm trying to transition some of the stuff that we're learning here for real estate radio onto the show, and how I can leverage that and apply some of the same aspects on how they're using their radio show. Maybe I can transition that into our show, our internet show. So good stuff.
Good. Well, Ryan, if you want me to introduce you to Ron, let me know. Just send me an email. So I want to make sure we net out. I mean, everybody on this call has a couple things in common, and one of them is that you're Mortgage Coach members. I want to make sure everybody knows how easy and simple it is. So, Rick, if you could quickly click on the actual Edge report, like the actual output. I know you've got that on your screen. I want to. Well, go ahead. Well, go ahead. Yeah. Well, I wanted to say this is the output. This is what you created for a buyer and a realtor. Now let's show everybody how quick and easy it is for you to do that. So really quick, just show everybody the process you go through to add a video.
So obviously you're entering all the information.
By the way, how long does it take you to enter the information on your typical Mortgage Coach experience?
We're under 3 minutes.
So the guys, did you hear that? I mean,
without the video taping, but we're under 3 minutes.
So, I mean, I showed you how to do it with 30 seconds with Optimal Blue, but within 3 minutes, again, he's done this hundreds of times, he can put in the details and the numbers, and then now he is showing what it looks like to attach a video. Go ahead, Rick. Clicked a button, said add video, bottom left-hand corner, clicked another button, and boom, there's Rick Scherer. He's ready to add a video. So folks, I mean, it's as simple. There's no third-party software to install. There's no other software to learn. There's open a Mortgage Coach report, click 2 buttons, and you created a video. And now you don't have to go upload it somewhere. You don't have to go get a code. Rick, show them how to get the code real quick.
So, yeah.
And boom.
Generate link here. And one other thing, sometimes I do this stuff, on my couch at 10 o'clock at night, and I'm not throwing up any camera to anybody. So, one of the things I have been using in the past that I'm not doing a video, but I want to be wow them is, you're clicking right here and record audio only. So at least you can walk them through the process. If you're not camera ready, or if you're out there and you just want to start baby steps, start doing an audio and let them know in your email that, hey, in case they don't have the speakers up, hey, I've included an audio to walk you through this process, and sort of work your way up to video.
Yeah, and again, think about it from a realtor's perspective. They gave you a buyer, and you put them in the loop with, giving great mortgage options, a video or an audio message, and always make sure you honor the realtor. So whoever referred you the business, do a shout out for them. And I'm not talking about a 1 minute shout out. I'm talking about a 5 second. You're so lucky to be working with Susie Allen, and then get right into the clients. Your name, their goals, and this is what I did for you. Andy Tuttle, anything you want to add to that?
I just think no, there's not a lot except a joke, so I'll keep it offline. And Rick, I gave you a chance to go first, so it's your fault.
Now you were good,
I love what
buddy.
you're doing, brother. I love what you're doing. So I'm going to call you. Let's get on the phone call maybe this week or next, just for a few minutes and wrap.
That sounds great.
Cool, bro. Thanks, Dave.
Bye.
Appreciate you, brother.
Hey, no problem, man. Thanks for joining us. And Ryan, we're getting down to the last 10-minute mark here. Any questions you have at this point?
No, this has been awesome, even for me, just to be on the call and be a presenter / originator, just learning from Rick. So I appreciate his time, and this is all really good info, and I'm going to take it back and apply it to the stuff that we're doing already.
Cool. Well, one question that kind of comes to mind, I want to make sure everything's in buckets. So there's 2 kinds of videos that we've highlighted here. There's called the YouTube style video, and then there's the Edge video. And now, Rick, you use Vimeo. Hey, real quick before we do the iJot, let's do the Vimeo versus YouTube. So tell us what you do and how you decide what goes in Vimeo and what goes in YouTube.
So I really like Vimeo because, you know, I can all this stuff is private, so that, you know, if people are searching me, all these videos aren't coming up about the process. You know, I don't really want my clients to, you know, hear about the real estate commission insurance that I'm trying to, you know, encourage my agents to send me every deal, not just the ones that don't have lenders. So, you know, so I keep all the private stuff, the things that I'm just going to send out a link. I keep that all sort of in Vimeo, and it doesn't have the other suggested videos and all that kind of stuff. You know, as far as the YouTube stuff, all the radio stuff goes up here. All the, you know, I've got a video here that, you know, again, why choose me as a and lend, or where can I go for lending, that sort of thing. I throw up on YouTube where I want it to be searched, I want it to be viewed.
Got it. Well, hey, I'm gonna go through a few things. I just want to make sure everybody connects the dot on. And then again, if you have questions, put those in here. Let us know. As I told you, on my Facebook page and the Mortgage Coach page, you can access this at Mortgage Coach, Facebook, or me. There's a link to Rick's brochure video. Make sure you go out and check out what he's doing in YouTube. I would call that his media empire. So anything that he wants to share with the greater public, he puts it in there. Although part of his strategy is he's got a private video strategy where if he wants to send a video, he doesn't want it out to everybody. He wants to send it for a sole purpose. He's using Vimeo. Here at Mortgage Coach, we use a similar strategy ourselves. He's creating edge videos for all of his clients and realtors. And he's doing this so that he's delivering this obvious value to home buyers and realtors. And so hopefully that's all connecting the dots. I want to bring this down into something that's actionable for everybody on this call. So I want you to think in your local market, what are the loan comparisons and what are the strategies that you're doing most often that if you created a video around that, it would make you more likable, it would make you more valuable. You know, so sometimes that's a PMI analysis. In markets where there's a lot of cash buyers, that's a cash versus mortgage analysis. In markets where there's a lot of fence sitters, that's a why buy now analysis. In some markets where there's a lot of VAs, that's a VA analysis. Or an FHA versus conventional. What are the strategies that would make most value for you, where you could just literally go create an edge video today? You know, like within the next hour, you could just say, hey, I'm going to time block an hour, and I'm going to create a video that I can share with all my realtors, and if they watched it, they would trust me more, they'd like me more, and they'd see the obvious value that I deliver. So that's the homework assignment. I also want to recommend that everybody, as a quick tip for everybody, make sure you know how to use templates so that if you do have an FHA versus conventional and you do that all the time, make a template out of it. You know, so that, you know, by the way, I'm getting a lot of feedback, Rick. If you wouldn't mind putting on mute real quick. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I was getting a lot of feedback. So make sure you create a template so that now, instead of it taking you 3 or 4 minutes to create that whole scenario and have to re-input the information, you can just do that in 15 seconds. You can just go take that one scenario, copy it. By the way, Rick, if you would open up Edge, well, actually, I'll pull it up in a minute when we're doing Q&A, and I'll show everybody how to do that. I want to remind everybody, every Tuesday we're doing coaching calls like this, where I have leaders and experts. Every Thursdays we're doing training calls. So anybody that wants to learn more and better how to create better videos, come see Jacob this Tuesday or Thursday at 9 o'clock. And if you're new to the community, every Friday at 9 o'clock. Come check us out. This call has been recorded, just like all of our calls are, and it will be posted within the hour. Big reminder, I really want to know what you think is your favorite Mortgage Coach call. So please, in the comment section of this post that I put on Facebook yesterday, let us know what your favorite coaching call has been. I really want to know, because it's going to help me deliver more value to buyers, more value to agents, all power through you guys. And this is what we're all about, is helping home buyers make better decisions. So hopefully you guys got some value from this. I want to do a big thank you to Rick Scherer. Ryan, I'll let you ask one last question, and then we will see if the community has questions, and then we'll wrap up the call. Ryan, any last questions?
Just a technical question for Rick. With the video updates that you have there, were those, and I think you mentioned it earlier, but just wanted to clarify, were those custom one-offs that you did with a videographer, or was that done through a technology source?
I'm sorry, you're talking about the 1 through 7 steps through the process?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so essentially it was a green screen with the videographers, wrote out a script, tried to stick to it, didn't work that well, but yeah, so essentially, and then they produced, you know, the buffers, the ins and the outs, and then you know, they were created.
My 2 cents, I like doing it that way, Rick and Savage, because there are CRMs that will do kind of a video similar to this throughout the process for you, but it's very templated. But if you can take the time to do it how Rick did it and like we've done it, I think your results you'll just see the impact of the results versus just having a templated version. Both are fine, but if you can do the custom one-offs like Rick did here, I think you're going to see quite a bit more response versus a templated version.
Yeah, I mean, the one-offs I do a lot with iJot. We're sort of getting into it a little bit, but iJot's a great product. I think this is free. I paid $90 a year to be able to put my logo up on it and all that sort of thing. So, and the clients, I follow up with real estate agents and referral partners after meetings through an iJot. I do a lot of presentations, so I'll send out the PowerPoint through the iJot. So and thank everybody for coming and all that sort of thing. So if anybody hasn't checked it out, ijot.com, EYEJOT.com.
Thanks. Nice.
Cool. So also when you do your bio video, make sure that, you know, when you get done watching it, you're going, was I likable by the right people, and was it clear that I deliver value? And part of how Rick delivers value, how I recommend as a mortgage coach member you deliver value, is to make sure that they understand that you're going to ask some questions, whether it's a pre-app, whether it's a full 1003, and then they're going to get graphs and charts, and they're going to get simple mortgage options, and they're going to get a video experience that they can share with the father-in-law that's looking the down payment money, with the realtor. Make sure that you make that part of your video strategy. So, Rick, any final thoughts of wisdom as we wrap up today's call?
No, I mean, if anybody has any questions, you know, feel free to reach out to me, connect with me on Facebook, LinkedIn, anything I can do to sort of help your business. I'd be more than happy to.
Okay, great. I did have a couple people ask about that template option that I mentioned a minute ago, so I'm logging into Edge for everybody. Here is how you can create templates. So there's a couple different ways. So one, you can go to the analysis page, and you'll notice that it has copy analysis. I could click this button and either create a new client or a current client or a new client. And so that would be one way to take, like, let's say this was an FHA versus conventional strategy, and not have to re-input everything. The other thing I can do is there's a copy analysis button down here. So really simple, really easy. I went and I clicked on the View All button, and I picked a specific strategy. Again, in this particular case, you know, it's someone's name. It could have been FHA versus conventional, and boom, copy analysis. I made a new analysis. So two quick and simple ways for you to quickly go from, hey, this is a scenario, like think of a PMI analysis that took you 5 minutes to create. Now, really quick, really simple, you can create that in a couple clicks. So, Mary, I thought that helped.
Dave, a big one for me is the closing costs. I don't know if people do that, but just setting up that closing cost drop down once, and just I was always lazy. Then my assistant got a hold of me, and she did it. Probably took it 10 minutes, take a good fee worksheet, went through it, and it's always there. So I'm not sure if people use that quite often, but.
Yeah, so again, another quick tip. What we're talking about there is templates. So you can, you know, have templates created, or you can create templates. So make sure, by the way, let's just do this. On Thursday, coaching call, we will talk about all the strategic ways that you should be using templates and creating templates. So if it's taking you more than 3 to 5 minutes to create a mortgage coach scenario right now, come to Thursday's call, and we'll take care of that for you. There's just no reason that it should take any more than 3 to 5 minutes to create a scenario. All right? So, guys, we are at the top of the hour. Thanks for the time to be on today's call, to provide some leadership. Ryan, you really made this a cool conversation, having you on the call. If anybody has not seen Ryan Hill's videos, Ryan, how can everybody go find out more about your videos?
www.theresource.tv.
So check it out. This guy is creating amazing videos. I did a coaching call, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks ago with Ryan. So if you really want to hear how he's doing it, the entire process he's taking, watch a recording of that video with myself and Ryan Hills. Ryan, I'm looking forward to creating more videos with you. Can't wait for the next time. And I hope this has been a great call for everybody. And thanks for making time.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks a lot.
All
See you
right.
later.
Take care, everybody. Have a great day.